Hi, for this video what I want to do is show you how to find the surface area of a cylinder. An application of surface area would be if you were trying to figure out how much metal you need to make like an aluminum can. That would be an example of needing surface area of a cylinder. So the formula for this is the surface area is found by doing 2 pi r times the height of the cylinder plus 2 pi r squared. So basically what's going to happen is if I were to unfold this part over here, it would be a rectangle. And the 2 pi r comes from the circumference of the circle at the top. That would be the length of your rectangle. And then your height. So we're really just finding the area of a rectangle plus 2 times the area of the circle because we have both the top and the bottom. So always be careful in your drawings. In this case, they gave us that the diameter is 6 inches. So remember that the radius is always half of the diameter. So in this case, we would have to take half of the 6 to get the radius first, and that would give us 3 inches. Okay, do keep in mind that your answer for surface area is always going to be your units squared. So in this case, our answer, because we're dealing in inches, is going to be inches squared. So now we simply just need to plug in our information into the formula. So our surface area would be 2 pi times my radius, which is 3 inches, times my height, which is 7 inches, plus 2 pi times my radius squared. So when you simplify this, you do need to make sure that you look at your directions because sometimes they will ask you to leave it as an exact answer, which means you're going to leave it in terms of pi. Other times it's going to ask you to use 3.14 for your calculations, and then sometimes it will say use the pi button on your calculator. All three are different answers and they're all acceptable. It just depends on what homework platform you're using and the way that you are asked to do it in. I'm going to calculate all of the answers so that you can see them. So the first thing that we would do is just multiply our numbers together. So 2 times 3 times 7 ends up giving me 42 pi inches squared. Plus, when I multiply this out, 3 squared gives me 9 times 2 is 18. So I would have pi inches squared here also. And then when we add those together, 42 plus 18 does give me a total of 60 pi inches squared. So if they want an exact answer, this is an exact answer. Okay. If they ask for an approximate answer, it is possible that they will tell you to use 3.14. So if you use 3.14, I would just simply type into my calculator 60 times 3.14 inches squared. And when you plug that into your calculator, you do get approximately 188.4 inches squared. So this would be the answer if you're using 3.14. On the other hand, if we use the pi button in calculator, when you plug 60 times pi into your calculator, it is going to be, this one is going to be more precise because your calculator takes pi to 13 floating points. And so it's using basically 13 decimal places, or the maximum that one is programmed to use. Most of them use around 13. So if I simplify this, it does end up giving me 188.496 inches squared. And any scientific calculator will have a pi button on it. Any graphing calculator will have a pi button on it. Your cell phone calculators can be turned into scientific calculators and you will be able to find pi there. Like I said, this one is more accurate. These are very close together, but they are slightly different. And if you're using an online homework platform where it asks you to round to the nearest tenth, these would be different answers rounded to the nearest tenth. So just be careful to read your directions carefully and solve for what they are asking for. As always, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. If there are additional topics you would like me to cover, please let me know that as well.